What's going on, Toy Fan? Project Piper Customs here, and we are back with another review. And today, this is it.
We're in the Endgame now. He's here.
That's him.
Tell me his name again.
We will be looking at the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Wave Armored Thanos Build-A-Figure.
Cool? Cool. So cool.
Let's go. Welcome back, Toy Fam. Now let's have a look at this big purple bastard. Okay, now that he's all put together, and let's see how he came out. Okay, so first off the bat, the sculpt is really good. Always, again, with the MCU stuff, they kill it with their sculpt. And again, they've used the sort of same facial expression if we've seen the 3-pack 10th anniversary Thanos from, the unarmored version. And yeah, they pretty nailed it. Once again, we got the Gauntlet on his hand, which I find strange considering, spoiler alert, when Thanos does show up in his armour in Endgame, there isn't a single scene in the film where he's in his armour and has the old Gauntlet on. So, I don't know why they decided to do that. Maybe they just wanted to recycle this arm and only sculpt on this shoulder pad, save them some time. I don't know. But what I would like to have seen, again, spoiler alert, and maybe it's a job for the customizers, like myself, is if we had a Stark Tech Gauntlet for this arm. That would have been nice. Okay, a giant Stark Tech Gauntlet with the gems in on this arm, obviously because that's in the movie, right at the end, he has it on this hand. And just a plain left arm and hand for here, that would have been great. But yeah, overall, this easily is a nod to the beginning of Infinity War, where he does appear in his armour and has the Gauntlet on, but only 1 and 2 gems. So yeah, any toy photographers out there, you can easily use this shot for any beginning Infinity War scene recreations, which will go nicely. So let's bring him in closer and have a look at the full deco. Okay, so let's lean you forward. Yeah, it's got some nice gold paintwork going on. I think this is moulded plastic gold. Face and eyes seem to be done well. Okay, good detail on the body and on the shoulder pads, all painted nicely. The gauntlet itself, I think it's a different shade. I think they made it even darker from when they did the snap. I did notice that my Timestone paint job has obviously missed the mark entirely, so that's quite annoying. It's meant to be on it, not to one side. The others seem to be painted fairly good. And yeah, all seems to be alright, apart from obviously some clear blemishes on here. I'm not sure what went on with this arm, but there's tons here. Look at that. That was how it came out the packaging. So I missed, got lucked out on that one, unfortunately. I have to take some nail varnish remover or rubbing alcohol and see if I can just get some of that off. If not, then it's a repaint job. Yeah, and on there, other than those blemishes, all the gold trim seems to be quite nice. So we look at the back. Yeah, all well detailed around here. And some horrible, I don't know what it is, that's where they've moulded it really. It's a horrible little blemish there on the back. And yeah, I'm not sure what happened here, but it's quite, it looks like it's almost melted here. No idea what went on there, which is a shame, but again, it's the back of the figure. You're not really going to be looking at the back. So yeah, all the details are there. Just could do with a updated and modernised paint job, which I am probably going to do, is give this guy a full repaint, and I'll be doing a video on that. Just at the gold areas, I'm going to go in with some gold and some black wash. Really bring out the details of this sculpt. And yeah, so I'll do a quick video on that. It shouldn't be too long, but yeah, that'll be quite nice. See if I can get some shading going on with the gauntlet. But yeah, deco wise, he does really look quite okay. Now let's get into some accessories. Moving on to accessories, and the only thing he comes with is his canoe paddle. Unfortunately, Hasbro have fallen victim to the concept art versus design we'll be getting in the movie. So here he is, rowing his boat. So let's get him up and have a look. Yeah, see, in the movie itself, spoiler alert, not really a spoiler, but yeah, both the redesign, final design we get in the movie is both the blades are in line with each other, and you have just one handle in the middle with two circular handguards, but there is no, you know, one this way, one up. So unfortunately, Hasbro got stiffed on that again, and we end up getting this. But for the most part, it looks alright. There's lots of solid detail in it. If I bring it in close, as you can see, you know, flip it round, and pretty much similar thing on this side too. The only gripe I have here is that he barely is able to hold it in his hand. You know, the hand isn't really moulded well enough to grip it. It's kind of like sort of an arc going on with his grip, so it can fall out of his hand quite easily when posing. But it does fit back in, as you can see. There's sort of a gap coming through here. It doesn't really fit well in his hand, but it will stay put if you just have him in, you know, pose on the shelf. But you are limited for it to just, you know, pop out like it does here. So other than that, that's pretty much all he comes with. But I thought I'd take the time, there you go, one last look at this, to see if the fisting gauntlet hand can be switched out for the open grip gauntlet hand from the 3-pack Thanos. So let's pop this off, see if it does. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's have a better look at this. Okay, so that's the fist, and let's bring in Mr. 3-pack. As you can see, he's got the open hand, and yeah, just having a quick comparison. The Build-A-Figure has a darker gauntlet, as you can see there. So obviously the colours won't match, but if you depends on your lighting for some setups or anything, the hand does come out here, and pop this on, and that fits on quite snug. Now he has an open grip gauntlet hand. Obviously colours don't match, as I said before, but if you've got some good lighting, and you'll be able to hide it pretty well. Okay, so glad that fits on there. That means I've got some options. And also, if you have the first wave of Avengers Infinity War figures with the first Build-A-Figure, where they had just complete dark purple gloss Thanos, I believe the gauntlet on that was a lot darker, maybe a sort of similar tone to that, and that one had a fist as well, so a closed fist. So if you've got that, try it, see if it works on here. I don't have that one, unfortunately. I've just got these two, so I'm gonna have to rely on some good lighting to get some good poses. But yeah, so I'm glad that one fits. And yeah, just going over a comparison, I'm going to slide straight into comparisons with this guy, because I wanted to go over some stuff. So that's it for accessories, as he has none. And let's just switch out the gauntlet hands. So he's got two. Okay, so just wanted to compare these two, as obviously they're both Hasbro versions. Now, let's get them back into camera, get the legs straightened out. Now, height-wise, they're pretty much very similar, apart from obviously a little bit taller with the helmet. If you look at the width and the broadness of them, man, before Infinity War, Thanos was hitting the gym, because this dude is absolutely swole compared to him. And I'll show you what I mean. So if you see in the arms, okay, it's quite a thick arm he's got there, right? And now look at this one, okay? Nowhere near as defined as this one here. So they've really shrunk down on the arms and just the overall broadness of him. So he's got a really huge chest on this one and not so much here, so I find that quite odd. Yeah, so Thanos been hitting the gym, making them gains, making them infinity gains. Okay, so I just wanted to touch upon that, something I've noticed, which is very odd. Now let's have a look and see if the heads will fit on this one. So we're going to try the neutral head, as obviously it's the same, pretty much the same head sculpt here, just trimmed down so we can get his helmet on for that head. And so we're going to try this one on, and yep, fits on quite fine. And you can have the unmasked version if you want, unhelmeted version, and that fits on quite fine there, which is good. Sorry, just knocked the camera. Yeah, so I'm glad that fits on. More display options or more posing options. Yeah, other than that, these two seem to be pretty decent Thanos figures. I do not have the SH Figure Arts ones to compare it to, as I wasn't really interested in terms of size. I was more interested in the size, and the detail was enough on the Hasbro Builder figures for me and my collection and display, so I was okay with them. And yeah, so these two together work really, really well. Alright, moving on to articulation. Let's see how this big bastard moves. Okay, alright, so we start with the head, bring him down. Alright, so there's quite a big gap at the back, so his head can do the old slide up and down. Get the old "What is love?" Down, 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 down. Yeah, so he can slide his head back and forth. Okay, and just generally look down that much. And you can look up about that much. And obviously we've got side to side. Okay, arms. Get him in frame. Both of his arms can come out that far. Okay, we can get a full 360, but because the armour comes out this way, you know, we'll push his arm out there, but it can be done. Now, because of the sculpt on the armour, there is no bicep swivel, so we just have the single jointed elbow, which is a shame, and then of course we have hinge and swivel at the wrist. Okay, for waist, and the same again with the other side, sorry. So we've got the single joint, come up a little bit further as there's no, no gauntlet to get in the way. And yeah, I believe we have the up and down hinge. As you can see here, up and down hinge for his weapon. Finally, Hasbro got one correct in this wave. Alright, on that wrist. Now for ab crunch, you can crunch quite far forward and quite far back combined with the legs. So that's quite good. Okay, and as a build figure, he can. Woo, he's got a good Van Damme on him. Yeah, get some good side kicks going. Alright, let's look forward. And kick out that far. You can come back more than most figures actually. So there's the kickback. Obviously with the cut of the build, he does have thigh swivel. Nice double joint at the knee. Okay, and for the feet, he doesn't have much down on the foot, nor does he have hardly any up. But there's pretty much barely any rocker because hindered by the sculpt. So that's a shame. Not much movement in the foot. So you are limited. Obviously that's where the SHFs come in handy. They have more articulation. But yeah, obviously they sacrifice that for some sculpt work. So that is how flexible this big bastard is. And with that, let's transition into some size comparisons, and there's quite a few. So let's do that. Boom. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends 10th Anniversary Hulkbuster 2-pack Incredible Hulk and the Marvel Legends 10th Anniversary 3-pack Avengers Infinity War Thanos. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Iron Man and the Avengers Endgame Captain America. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok Loki and the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Thor. And here he is with his two daughters, the Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Nebula and Gamora. Okay, final thoughts on this guy, and the Armoured Thanos is definitely a great figure, despite being on the slender side compared to his Infinity War counterpart. Is he worth picking up the entire wave for? I'm going to go with no. The wave just isn't strong enough. There's some good figures in it, but overall it's half and half. If you're able to pick up the pieces on one of the Facebook groups, do that. Or alternatively, I'd probably suggest go with the SH Figure Arts counterpart. Purely cost effective and you get a lot more for your money. But either way, the Armoured Thanos is definitely one for your MCU collection. Okay, that's a wrap from me, guys. Thanks so much again for watching. If you could hit the hat trick of like, subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with my latest content, that would be awesome. I am on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Project Piper Customs. Be sure to stalk me on all my latest toy photography and custom projects coming up. And if you're on Facebook, please do check out Toy Comics Inc. If you're an up-and-coming toy photographer, there's some great toy art to be inspired by and weekly competitions, so definitely worth checking it out. And also, if you want to learn more of the craft, then definitely head on over to the Plastic Action UK website for more tricks and tips and all the latest news on all the latest figures dropping within the UK. And that will be it for now, guys. Thanks again so much, and until next time.